Is Chessington World of Adventures the best family theme park in the UK? No matter which theme park you visit in the UK, you will find a mix of attractions which appeal to all guests of different ages. Even the parks with the most thrilling rides and roller coasters will also include family-friendly areas for the younger guests. But there's some theme parks which mainly focus on family-friendly areas and attractions. Chessington World of Adventures is one of those parks, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the reasons why I think it's the best this country has to offer. Before we get started, I just want to point out that these are my opinions. There's some fantastic family theme parks here in the UK, such as Drayton Manor and Poulton's Park. Even some of the bigger theme parks, such as Alton Towers and Thorpe Park, have family-themed areas that are designed for the younger generation. So, although these are my reasons why I think Chessington is the best family theme park here in the UK, it's in no way saying that any of the other theme parks are at all bad. If you have a different opinion to me, then let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoy watching this video, then please consider hitting that like button to let me know. And if you are new around here and you're feeling extra cheeky, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single thing, because we make plenty of theme park and adventure videos here which you don't want to miss. Okay, so I'm going to split this video into 3 sections. These 3 sections are what generally make up a theme park. So that's the theming, the rides and attractions, and finally the overall park experience. So let's start with the theming at Chessington World of Adventures. Theming is something that Chessington does the best. I find that compared to other theme parks around the world, some of the UK theme parks really lack theming. When going from one area to another, you want a completely different experience. And I find that with some parks in the UK, there's a lack of theming, sometimes to the point where you don't actually know what the theme of the area is. But with Chessington, it's different. Each area has a completely different vibe and theme, but they still do a great job of keeping that overall animal, zoo, safari style theme running throughout the park, no matter which area that you're in. Take for example Mexicana. It has the Mexico theme and has the scenery and colour scheme that makes you feel like you're in a little village in Mexico. You have Rattlesnake, which although is a pretty rough ride, but that's a different story, but it really fits in well in that area, especially with the queue line. But right next to Mexicana, you have the Forbidden Kingdom, where you'll find Croc Drop and Tomb Blaster, which both fit in the ancient mythological vibe really well. 2 completely different themes, but they transition perfectly. And that's just 2 areas. You have Land of the Dragons, Land of the Tiger, Shipwreck Coast to name a few. All different but all mixed together really well. And the world of Jumanji has to be mentioned. This new area coming this spring to the park could possibly be the best themed area in the whole country. You have that giant Jaguar shrine, the different animal themed rides such as the new winged coaster Mandrill Mayhem. It all looks like it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to experience it when it opens in spring. There's not one ride at Chessington World of Adventures that doesn't fit in with the area that it's in. I can name a bunch of different attractions at other theme parks around the UK where I've gone, why is this here? Why is there a pirate ship in the Forbidden Valley? Why is there a roller disco in a spooky forest? Some rides just don't make sense. But that is not the case for Chessington. Every ride is themed perfectly for the area that it's in. Another reason which makes it one of the best. So with the rides and attractions at Chessington, I'm sure this is where you'll find plenty of mixed opinions. It all depends on what rides and attractions you're into. Chessington doesn't have the most intense rides as the park is mainly aimed at families. Alton Towers and Thorpe Park are the places to visit if you're after the more thrilling rides for sure. But Chessington has rides and attractions that are really enjoyable experiences. I've already spoken about the theming, and all the rides and attractions have great theming. The Gruffalo River Adventure is a fantastic dark ride, of course aimed at the younger generation, but the scenery, effects, scents really immerse you in the attraction. And there's even a little drop in there too, which is super fun. Croc Drop, which is one of the newer rides at the park, is a family drop tower which drops you inside the mouth of a giant crocodile. Tiger Rock is a simple log flume, but it drops you through the mouth of a giant rock tiger. You have that huge Jaguar structure coming to the world of Jumanji. These are all small basic attractions, but with the amount of theming, it makes them some of the best. It would also be rude not to mention Vampire, which is a classic inverted roller coaster. Not the most intense, but again, it's just an enjoyable ride experience with a fantastic queue line and station. You have Dragon's Fury, which is personally one of my favourite roller coasters here in the UK. I think it's brilliant. Chessington also have my personal favourite pirate ship attraction called the Blue Barnacle. There's also Cobra, a Zamperla disco ride, which again is just a basic flat ride, but the theming makes it stand out. All these rides are just fantastic, enjoyable family rides, and I'm excited to see the new additions in the world of Jumanji 2 because they also look great. As I said, all pretty basic, but the ride experiences are improved by the theming and the backstories, which really makes them stand out. But this is my personal opinion, these rides might be too tame for you, and if that's the case then Chessington might not be the right park for you. But the variety of attractions available, the amount of theming and the ride experiences, they're definitely some of the best that the UK has to offer. The first thing that you think of when anyone mentions a theme park will be rides and roller coasters. But it's not just rides that make a top theme park experience. You could have the world's biggest, longest, fastest, scariest roller coaster, but if everything you experience after you come off that roller coaster is poor, then that of course makes it a bad theme park. And it's the overall theme park experience at Chessington World of Adventures that makes it, in my opinion, the best. We've spoken about the rides, the theming, they're both great, but everything else at Chessington really makes this park stand out. Chessington World of Adventures is also a zoo, so you can meet a whole bunch of different animals during your trip to the park. There are lions, tigers, giraffes, rhinos, monkeys, and what's even better is that Chessington also have a safari called Zoofari Ride into Africa, so you can get up close to all these incredible animals. On top of that, there's also various animal experiences you can add on for an additional fee. I've personally done the giraffe feeding experience and it was so much fun. There's also a sea life centre at Chessington, so there's plenty to do on top of all the rides and roller coasters, which is why I usually visit for 2 days. With the park being a family theme park, whenever I've visited I've never had an issue with guest behaviour either, which is always one of the key things which make or ruin your trip to a theme park. There's nothing worse than guests cutting in line, being loud, smoking in queues. With Chessington being a family theme park, from my experiences anyway, you never get any of that bad guest behaviour. In terms of food, there's plenty of options available. The restaurants are pretty similar to what you'll find at the other Merlin theme parks, such as the Pizza and Pasta Buffet and the Burger Kitchen, but you'll find unique restaurants such as Droppin' Chicken, which is next to Croc Drop, and also the Dragon's Lair Cafe. So there are plenty of great food options available at the park. Chessington is a resort, so there is of course a hotel which I love. The rooms are always fantastic and spacious, themed really nicely. If you stay in a safari hotel, then you overlook the animals, so you can see the giraffes from your hotel room window. The restaurants inside the hotel are great too for breakfast and dinner. The temple restaurant in the Azteca Hotel is really cool. You have a see-through ant run, I think that's what it's called, which goes all the way around the side of the restaurant, which is very different. You don't get that in many restaurants. I have never had any issues with the food too, it's always been great at both restaurants in the hotels. So the overall theme park and resort experience is fantastic. If you combine the 3 topics we've spoken about, the theming, the rides and the park as a whole, this is why I believe Chessington World of Adventures is the best family theme park in the UK currently. As I said at the start of this video, these are my opinions. You may have had a terrible experience at Chessington World of Adventures, and if you did, then let me know down in the comments. I'd also be interested to hear if you think another theme park is the best family theme park here in the UK. But these are just my thoughts. I think Chessington World of Adventures is the best. But anyway, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy watching, then please consider checking out some of my other videos, such as our vlog from Chessington World of Adventures last year, or if you want to find out more about the world of Jumanji coming this year, then maybe check out my video where I talk all about it. But for now, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.